reason, said she want the finest of things. And I can't agree, okay. Be my Benz or Bentley 350 when I slide off the scene, okay. Baby girl getting stuck cause we live a life that she dreams, okay.
Paris and Lean, half of Vice in Berlin, we don't have to balance a thing. Too much of you ain't enough, throw it back on hand, do the speed. That I'll guarantee, hoes be down to die over me. And if she wanna go, let her leave.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. I'm here today with the one and only Kvstle, producer, artist, engineer, all of the above. Let's call this a super producer. You know,
Bless.
Super producer. Let's just say that. Hitmaker. Yes,
Good
sir.
Lord. Alright, so yeah, I'm Kvstle. I hail from Queens, New York. Like he said, fucking rap singer, songwriter, audio engineer. A little bit of everything, executive producer. And we here in Voice 101 Studios. And I guess we about to just show y'all about a day in the life.
Yes. With my interviews, I like to get through the blueprint of who you are and how you got to where you are today. Which is, a great foundation for people who's gonna be watching. It's like, hey, I'm in a similar challenge. How did he get there? This is how. So, where you're from? What's your foundation, man?
What's my foundation? That's a broad question.
Your family. So you start here. Your family foundation. Like, who raised you?
My mother raised me. My foundation, my mama. It's me and my mama. My mother married when I was young. I have a stepfather who did a great job. Did a great job molding me and my other brothers into men. For me, so yeah. Big ass family, I can't hold you.
Yeah.
Big ass family. It's probably like 9 of us in the house in terms of kids. 9 kids, 2 adults. We damn near raised our parents.
Right. Is it what, like one of those families? How many siblings you got total?
We gonna count this shit out.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna count in my house.
You said in your house.
Yeah, I'm only gonna count the siblings that lived in my crib. I got a big family, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm the only one that does music too.
Right.
Me and like one of my other cousins. Right, let me see. So, V, So, Kira, Sha, me, Daniel, Sean, Michael. I say Cynthia? Cynthia. And this was all living in the house like at one time growing up. This was like all of us. We don't all live together no more. And I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like I'm missing someone.
Always be like one person missing that you like,
Say my cousin Nas. He damn near lived there too.
Right.
But yeah.
Man, so getting to music, man. Who introduced you to music or how did you fall in love with the game?
Alright, so my mother always had a very, very broad and eclectic music collection. It was so I say my mother had a big deal on my music influence. Like from the moment I was born, I pretty much was able to sing Donnell Jones, Where I Wanna Be. It's one of my favorite all-time songs. But that's because my mother constantly played his album throughout the time when I was just being raised, from the moments where I was first seeing light. And I'd say I didn't really fall in love with hip hop until, let's say, I was probably like, how old was I? Probably like no older than like 7, 8 years old. I was on High 97. It's probably like 5 o'clock in the morning. It's around, I'm trying to remember what time of the year this was. I think this was like an autumn fall type of vibe. I think this was like September. School was starting.
Oh, cuffing season.
Yeah, you can say that, but I was so young at that time, cuffing season didn't even fucking matter. I was like 7 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't even care about girls, it was video games. But J Electronica dropped Exhibit C, and Funk Flex just kept dropping that shit on the radio. Just kept boom, 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 boom. Nigga, that was it. Part of me, can I curse on it?
You're right.
But yeah, that's when I fell in love with music for real, for real.
There's what you do to him.
Back in, back out, trap go, couldn't see me trapped in. Passcode, couldn't give her access. Bad bitch, no bitch, better than my last bitch. Trap floors running through the labyrinth. New lords, shuffling the balance, palace. No flaws, I should pull a coupe out, two-door bad thing with me that look like Jasmine. Right, Mike Jack slide, telling you bad little bitch, get active. Looking like the laws of attraction, sipping on a Henny, I can pour it on my chalice. Lost in the madness, baby, I'm that nigga, I be way too much to manage. And I really need some more to bank, never really need more to say. She gon' hit me just to fornicate, pull up on the Henny so she wanna blaze. I don't even really wanna play, bad bitch need insurance, ayy, gon' strip it, your porn day. Let me fold it like a board game.
So was it like a moment where you listened to that song, right, and then you went into your room and started writing? Or what was like, was it just the start of a dream that you had?
I feel like that was the start of the dream. I've always written rhymes, I've always written songs, I've always written poems. So by the time of age of 7, I already had several books of songs, poems, well not really songs, but several books of raps, rhymes, schemes, poems. So when I heard that song, initially just probably like sparked the fire for the dream. I knew where I wanted to see myself and how I wanted to hear myself from that moment.
Okay, so who were you as a person growing up, like through the high school era? That's important too. People develop in different ways through the high school world. So musically, how was you, or personally, how was you as a person?
Musically, I guess since I've always been so passionate about it and always been very much confident in myself and my skills for it, I've always been nice. I'm not going to humble it. I've always been nice. I was the nicest in kindergarten. I was the nicest in middle school. I was the nicest rapper in high school too. Shit, I'm still the nicest.
Gotta have the confidence. Got to.
A lot hasn't changed. It's just now it's just getting the people to see me in that light. I want to express it to them so they can they can see it too. And as a person growing up, I mean, I've always been a cool guy. Like, I don't be trying to big myself up so much, but I wasn't the most popular kid in school, but I was the most popular kid in school. Not to say like I was the flyest or like the coolest kid, like the kid that everyone wanted to be. I was the coolest kid in terms of I can hang out with literally everybody in my school. Everybody. It was no malice from no group, no social group. Gangsters love me, girls love me, nerds love me, whoever the fuck. I don't even got a class in. People love me. I was always a people person, and I always been able to, just maneuver. So it's never been a problem. I've always been a pretty good person. To the core.
So when did you record your first official song?
Alright, so the first time I officially recorded, my older cousin JL shot that. He was rapping at the time. He doesn't rap anymore. He's the biggest videographer in the city right now. But he had an album he was working on, a mixtape he was working on called Already. And at the age of 12, he had me and my 11-year-old cousin at the time. He had me and Nas pull up to the studio and he recorded us. He gave us verses on one of his songs and put us on his mixtape. And that was like the first time my voice got published and really like put out there into the world. And then other than that, first time I booked my first studio time, I was 14.
Oh wow. I
went to Thomas Edison High School. Me and the dogs, Thomas Edison is right on Jamaica Ave. For those who don't know, Jamaica Ave is like fucking a meta social hub for Queens. It's like Times Square for Queens, you feel me? That's where everyone gonna go. But that's where you gonna go in Queens if you're trying to get out of Queens or you coming back to Queens, because that's where the hub is. That's where the trains and all the buses connect. That's where the shopping's at. That's Jamaica Ave. But either way, my high school was there, and the studio was just happened to be on the Coliseum block. And engineer named Tiz recorded my first couple records with me and my gang. I was part of a rap group called Onero.
Onero.
Yeah, Onero means dream gods in Greek, if I'm not mistaken. It was a rap group, and everyone had names based off of the dream gods.
Oh, word.
So my old stage name used to be Annex. And under that name, then we dropped a couple songs. And then, yeah, you could say, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It grew from there.
So you know how like ASAP group got the ASAP Rocky, ASAP Fizz. Y'all was like
I can't hold you, you know, because we all from that same era.
Right.
Like, because around that age, like, pretty much around the same age as them too. Probably a little bit younger at the same time, but we thought we was gonna be Joey Badass and Pro Era or ASAP, and you know, because of how New York was shaping around that time. But it's life. It was cool. It was OD. It's a dope experience.
Nice. So your first album, you got albums and mixtapes out?
I'm not gonna hold you. I have one project that I released.
Okay.
Aside from like work that's on SoundCloud, I have one project, and to find it, you would have to type in Kvstle the Artist as one word. Excuse me. Kvstle the Artist as one word. I don't even spell my name like this anymore because, you know, I don't know. I switched the spelling of my name, grew into a different vibe. But the album, I love the album. It was a compilation of all the songs from like the beginning of my studio career, from when I really started to my audio engineering venture. And those were a lot of like emotionally heartfelt songs because niggas was going through some traumatic shit at the time too. So I lost a lot of those records. Like I could say I probably recorded like about 100 records within the time of, what was that, 2016 to 2018. Good 100 records, and the song was basically whatever I could still have from those 100 because I crashed a hard drive that had all of those files on it. So the album's called Iota Trance. You have to find it by typing in Kvstle the Artist on YouTube, all platforms for the most part. And it's 11 tracks. Dope, beautiful music. It wasn't mixed and mastered as good as it could be because I was in the beginning of my phases,
right.
But it's the first project I fully put together myself with the help of my bros that produced, bro Black Cypher, bro.
I heard of Black Cypher.
It's my brother right there, one of the best producers ever. Who else made beats on that tape? Oh yeah, my bro, $1 Million Ra. We got some shit we working on right now. Brett Beats. That's the #1 producer in Greece right there, for real. You gotta check the boys. He's really that guy. Man, who else was on that tape with me? Who else got works on that tape with me? Oh yeah, DJ Miss Milan and Dollar made one of the beats. That's a bunch of good work, bro, from a real good time. Yeah, that first studio was amazing.
I don't wanna ever be worried about us. Niggas too worried about mine. I keep that stick right up on me, my side. It's way too late to show love, and I've tried. I know they talk that right. We don't even speak about that. If it ain't about money, you can't speak on my line. If there's an issue, we can meet about that.
So how important is it for artists to really come inside and really express the real emotions in the booth? Like, why is it important to really put that authenticity in there?
Because if you're not gonna give it that authentic energy, and you're not gonna express yourself the way you feel like you need to be heard, then you'll never be heard the way you want to be heard. Simple as that. You have to literally put that same energy you put behind anything that you love into your music. So you have to treat it as if you love it. It's the only way your message is gonna get across how you want it to go across. Other than that, if you're not putting your all into it when you performing or when you recording this music, then niggas gonna misconstrue your message. They're not gonna digest the music the way you want them to.
Wow. So what motivates you every day to come to the studio? You know, your manager's place too as well. You know, but what actually motivates you every day to wake up and still continue to grind?
My mother, rest her soul. Lost my mom a few years back. Shit, it's tough, but I just keep working, bro. Cause you feel me? She instilled a certain grit in me and a certain grind in me, and that's all I know.
Nice, man. And what's some good words of wisdom for people to use that you use?
Life is 90% how you react to situations. And take your time. Another man's journey is not your journey. Simple as that.
Nice, man. And where can people reach out to you to book studio sessions, to, book you, to, use some guidance, be a big brother? How can people reach out to you?
If you want to reach out to me, easiest way is through Instagram. I'm always available. If you want to book studio time, you can hit me through Instagram also. You can DM me. My Instagram is KVSTLE_. KVSTLE_. I spell Castle with a KVST and L. Nah, you get what I'm saying. But
yes.
Yeah. But yeah.
Nice, man. Any final thoughts?
Shit, bro, appreciate you for having me. It's just very much spontaneous and it's very dope. I love working like this from time to time. I was very tired prior to this. So I don't even know where this energy came from. I probably still look tired in the camera. Man. Alright, bro, much love to everybody. Good Lord. It's just more vibes on the way. A lot of content on the way.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. That's nice.
Appreciate it.
Okay.